So we'll call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Let's stand for pledge. Any changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
No, sir. All right, can I get a motion to approve the agenda for this evening?
I'll make a motion. Second.
All right, everyone in favor? Aye. Okay. And we have a guest here tonight. Step.
Won't take long.
Oh, yes, no rush. Step right up there and just let us know who you are, and I'd love to hear from you.
Some of you might know me. Allison Clement. I am, sounds like it is. I'm a resident of Elko, New Market, and I'm here to talk about the Planning Commission's 2026 work plan, which includes developing zoning regulations for data centers. Before that work begins, I just want to make sure the council understands what's at stake. I think we all know what's going on in Farmington. The mayor was resigned after basically getting in a public fight. And I think with the data centers in Apple Valley and Lakeville and proposed pretty much in every city around here at this point, I just wanted to make sure that you guys know what these cities are getting into, and also that that we should understand at what's at stake, right? So we've already had a preview of what an aggressive industrial water demand does to a city. When the city tested higher pumping rates in preparation for the Niagara bottle plant, manganese was released into our water system. It discolored fixtures, laundry, it's harmful. That was one facility and one test. I'm sure you guys are probably sick of hearing about that. So other cities are not waiting for the state to act. If you don't know, the state is sending through a bill right now that hopefully will pass, that will be about reining in data centers. And also, I think they might have it in there about signing public elected officials signing NDAs as well, related to those data centers. But other cities aren't waiting for the state to act. Eagan became the first city in Minnesota to vote for a 1-year moratorium on the new data center development, on any new data center development. A resident at the meeting said, "Water is the reason many data centers are coming to Minnesota. While we have abundant supply here, it's not infinite." White Bear Township just passed a proclamation opposing large-scale data center construction entirely, citing aquifer protection and long-term sustainability. Their town board member said, "We're not going to allow our water to be used." I'm asking the council to do two things. First, tonight, consider a moratorium on data center development while the state completes its review and while you develop your own zoning framework. You have that authority. Other cities are using it. Second, when the Planning Commission revisits data center zoning this year, approach it with the goal of making Elko, New Market a place where this kind of development cannot easily take root. Set water impact requirements so stringent that any proposals must prove that it will not harm our aquifer, our wells, or our neighbors before it gets even a single hearing. Make the burden on the developer, not on the community. Our water is not a negotiating chip. It's not theirs or yours to negotiate with. And I will also be filing a public records request under the FOIFA, under the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act for all communications related to any data center inquiry the city has received or may receive, just to keep everybody honest. So I'm just going to give this to you. I only have one copy, sorry, but this is Egan's presentation when they decided to past that. And there's also a paper in here that just tells you a little bit about how destructive data centers are to the water in our state. So that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. Take that. And you're aware, this is the Park Commission, right?
This is not the city council.
Where is it?
It'll be here tomorrow
Tomorrow
at the same
night.
time.
That's okay.
No,
That's,
All right.
that's great.
It's good practice.
but
All right,
I would like to respond a little bit, though.
Yeah.
So that is just the planning commission thing you saw.
Mm-hmm.
So we're adding a definition of a data center
Yeah.
into our code.
Yeah.
Because we're currently silent on it.
and that's kind of
And-
why I wanted to get a jump on it, right? Like,
And the reason we're doing it is because we feel we're more at risk now because we don't, it could fit under this box or this box depending on who argues it.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, we're bringing that forward to give us more protections.
yeah,
And to be candid, we haven't had any plans of a data center. We have had no contact with any people from them that I'm aware of, and I'm pretty sure I'm aware of most of the things that we get contacted for. So, and we also don't have enough water right now, like appropriations permit. We need to get another appropriations permit.
definitely.
So I think what you're saying is passionate and wonderful, and I just want to let you know that I'm not seeing that as a realistic possibility of happening here anytime soon, unless something comes out of nowhere. So
Yeah, well, I think that I wanted to get ahead of it because you know
Absolutely.
that they are out there wanting exactly this, a small town that maybe doesn't have all the resources a larger town does, so they can come in and do what they want to do.
right. I just wanted to be clear that we have no intentions of making it easier for them. We're just
Yeah.
creating a definition so we can argue more appropriately and let it fit in a box that it's supposed to fit into. If someone does come to propose one to us.
Yeah,
So,
cool.
I've just got a question on, granted, I'm a park commissioner, so I'm kind of oblivious to this whole process, but I was here when they went through the our water
Niagara.
company, yeah, issues, just heard on the sidebars every once in a while, but why are these data centers using so much water? I don't get that.
Cooling.
Cooling what?
all the mega computers they have in there.
Oh,
And that's the reason they locate so much in the Midwest, is because half the year we have a cooler climate. So that's why originally they come here into the Northeast instead of, locating in Texas or whatever. But they use water to cool the system down, otherwise it overheats and it doesn't work.
yeah, I can understand that. I just couldn't imagine that much water
Yeah,
being used.
and
to
the
do
reason that they're doing it so much is because I think 3 biggest tech companies that have AI are spending billions and billions of dollars in that infrastructure. And they're competing, right, to see who can build the most,
Well,
to
and
get the most.
and globally, that's where the competition is building these AI centers. That's what, that's the way of the world. I mean, maybe they have to come up with some other method, I think. Go to Freon or something to cool the things out.
But I
don't
hear
know.
they're working on, I'm sure that they will, but
Yeah.
as of right now, it uses a ton of water.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
energy too, but,
And there's a young man he's got a Facebook page, and I don't know, I can't remember his name, but he had was it Farmington? He had that
that was a mess.
discussion, I'll call it. And also he's the one that's, he's talking about the bridges in Burnsville, and he talks about all of the stuff in southern Minnesota. I don't know if anybody's ever seen him. I somehow stumbled on it, but it's
Oh,
really,
yeah, the South Metro News guy?
yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
good, and he talks about all the parks that are being built and different things, and really all real
Yeah.
positive things too, but then he's been covering that, so I don't know, he goes to council beyond it. He's kind of like the guy that went after all of the daycare centers and stuff, kind of that.
So, yeah, I definitely would recommend you come back tomorrow and share your thoughts to
Oh,
council.
God, I'm gonna.
Well, we
Thank
were-
you.
Just consider it,
Nobody's here.
it's a rehearsal, that's a rehearsal.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
like
Yeah.
any speech you
Good
should
practice run for you.
Well, I think the parks are great, I mean,
Doing our part.
Thank you.
We just won't use any water, okay? Just a drinking fountain or two.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's funny. It's not funny, it's interesting.
Yep.
It is interesting.
Well, when she was saying certain things, I thought think she.
Uh-huh.
so-
I did too, but I didn't want to interrupt her.
No,
That's
no,
all right.
no,
Yep.
it's- yeah, I'm glad you did, 'cause it's-
Do you have another copy of your stuff there, or? You can,
You probably want your notes or your, yeah.
This was just practice, I just wanted to
Yeah.
practice.
yeah, there you go.
Like, being in front of people.
You had a good
yeah,
audience too.
you did great.
Thank you.
You.
Well, that's a good learning experience for me.
All right. Motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
I'd like to motion to revise the minutes because I noticed in section 8 in paragraph 2, I remember it being Renee Christensen rather than Commissioner Hoekness that made the comment that we should keep the front of our mind decorum as we present.
Okay. I remember that too. I must have, okay.
Okay.
Thanks for pointing
Did
that
I
out.
say
Yeah.
that? I didn't say that.
No, you didn't.
No,
That's,
you didn't. That's why
That
I
was you.
thought it
that was
should be
Renee.
revised.
You were
Renee?
right. No, thanks, Don. I appreciate that.
Who said
Sure.
that?
Somebody's keeping you on your toes.
Somebody needs to. I appreciate it.
Thank you for reading minutes.
Yeah, thank you for reading.
Yes, I didn't read close enough to catch that.
I've never had that happen. Do we approve it with revisions, or do we wait till the?
Yeah,
approve it with
we could just approve it with revisions
Okay.
as stated. Does
Second.
anybody- Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What was the motions on the, or who made the motions on that?
There's no motion.
I made the original motion.
Andy, second, thank you.
That is changed.
On the general business?
On the general business, thank you, yes.
I just read it.
All right. So tonight we're discussing the new developments proposed, Boulder Heights South. The applicant is KJ Walk, and tonight we're discussing the park dedication. So the city received a concept plan for 3 parcels, which is approximately 30 acres of land located in the southernmost portion of the city. This development is currently in the township and would require annexation.
What does that mean?
What?
Annexation?
Means that we'd have to annex it into the city limits, so it's under our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
It's outside of it right now, yep. So the developer, KJ Walk, has submitted 2 concept plans. This is due to an ongoing traffic impact study that will determine the future of the alignment of Beard Avenue, which is the road bordering the east side of the development. So there are 2 likely outcomes that'll occur from Beard Avenue, and each concept plan considers those. The Planning Commission recommended approval of the concept plans at their February meeting. The estimated parkland dedication would be approximately 2.4 acres, and the estimated cash in lieu would be approximately $100,000. So it's generally recommended that all neighborhoods are serviced by a neighborhood park, a park located within half a mile and not interrupted by major roadways or physical barriers. This proposed neighborhood is located approximately 0.14 miles away from Boulder Heights Park at the northernmost point of the development and 0.39 at the southernmost point of the development, which falls within the half-mile range we use to determine if neighborhood park will serve this neighborhood. So based on our standards, Boulder Heights Park adequately serves Boulder Heights South. This image here shows the Boulder Heights South plans overlaid on an aerial photo. The concept plan shows single-family homes on the north half of the proposed development and apartments or townhomes on the southern half. And if and when apartments or townhomes are proposed, it would require that 10% of the southern half be dedicated as usable open space and recreational use for future residents. So, staff recommendation. Based on the city's 2040 comprehensive plan, park and trail plan specifically, city staff recommend the following for the proposed Boulder Heights South development. We recommend to construct 5-foot sidewalks adjacent to all local streets and construct a 10-foot trail on the west side of Beard Avenue. We recommend full cash in lieu of park dedication for the following reasons. This neighborhood is served by Boulder Heights Park. There's no park search area for these parcels. There will likely be a 10% open space requirement on the southern half of the development, and the estimated $100,000 cash would help replenish the park dedication fund. Short presentation, but I think I hit all the important points, so I'll leave it up to discussion for the commission.
Can you pull up the full map again?
Yep.
Like, kind of get an idea where we're at?
This one here or this
That-
one?
That one, with all the other adjacent parcels.
With the purple dot.
The comp plan one.
Comp plan.
This
yeah,
one here?
That one. So does that go all the way down to the other county road?
Yep, it borders on County Road 86.
86, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So do we have any idea what's going on around? Is it, the other parcels around there?
It's generally the same, like northern half, single-family zoning, and southern half along that County Road 86 corridor is generally medium and high-density residential, because in 150 or 100 years, we think that road will be a major, major corridor connecting 169 to 35.
How many years?
A lot.
I don't have to worry about it.
Might go faster than you think, though. You never know.
Then all those 10-acre parcels are homesteaded for the most part right now around the rest of that area.
Yeah, so it'll develop slowly.
And then who would take responsibility for the snow removal on the sidewalks and the care of that? Would it be the
Right
city?
now, so right now, Public Works takes care of the bike path in any new development. The
Okay.
sidewalk adjacent to a city property would be Public Works, otherwise it's the homeowner on sidewalks. Like, we have certain paths through town that we take care of, like for sidewalk, but new
Okay.
developments, the homeowner would be responsible.
You said, there's a 10% open space for high or medium density? Is that right?
Yeah, for attached units.
Attached, just anything attached?
It's likely to be attached. That's why I didn't want to say for sure we'll get 10%, but
But it has to be attached in order to?
medium density or high attached gets that 10%.
Okay.
Yep. And I don't think they'll be able to hit their density requirements without it. And they've said, KJ Walk has said that they want to expand their business portfolio into apartments and rentals. So
Townhouses?
either, yeah, they said 8-unit apartments is the word they use, so it's kind of townhouse / apartment, I guess. So I'm confident that will happen, but I can't promise that.
So you'd get an extra 10%
Of that space.
of that space as an open park area, kind of,
Just the southern half, yep.
on the southern half.
That's more than we get from developments.
I know.
I know. We'll change that.
Yeah. Let's do
We'll get that 10% one of these days. You want me to throw my 10 cents worth in yet?
I want you all to tell me your opinion.
You want mine first?
Sure, go ahead, Paul.
Well, I think you all know that I'll take land over cash anytime. Because you never get the land back. Never get the land back. Once it's gone, it's gone. Even though this is close to Boulder Heights, the one end is pretty close to it. But as we know about Boulder Heights, it didn't turn out quite the way it was originally planned. We got a small mini park there now with a playground and a picnic shelter and a portable toilet. That's about all the space that there is. Otherwise, it's all slopes and not even a good place to play a game of catch. So my thoughts are that regardless of how close it is, that there's, let me start this over. Every park, and I think somebody mentioned this, and I think it was the city manager, might have, or administrator said something about, well, this is kind of a way we should have a playground, a picnic shelter, and a portable toilet. It's not really the trend is going towards playgrounds as much as it is nowadays as open space, green space, preserving green space. So my feeling is that even that small of a dedication, not that, I'm just giving you a perspective, that's enough land to build 2 football fields on. So if you got the open space and you graded it flat, which a lot of our parks aren't very flat, and then a lot of our parks have a lot of woods or wetlands, and they, I've walked them all, and some of them that we count as neighborhood parks are not neighborhood-sized parks. They're small. So my way of thinking is the preservation of the green space. We don't necessarily need a playground there. And if you did it on the side where the townhouses and apartments are gonna be, maybe we could glom on the property there and combine the park. You know what, you know where I'm coming at? What, give me a south and a north direction here.
You mean on the southern half or the northern half?
Yeah, so it wouldn't be the part that's closest
Can we pull
to
that up
Boulder
again?
Heights, but it'd be, if you had the acreage, well, I'll get up and point at the damn thing. So you got Boulder Heights Park here. Okay, so that's about 800 feet to the closest house, but if you come down here, it's just my feeling that maybe we should preserve a corner of this development, and then eventually when this develops, townhouses, apartments have kids too, and people that use parks. And this is the same thing we did at the Eagle View places, right, where we're building the one park, and we're gonna, now adjacent to that park, there's gonna be another park which we're gonna combine to make more of a community park. So my thought is that if we take a piece of this and then take a piece of this, we could have a nice sized park there. We could probably get 6 acres of land rather than 3. And there's nothing wrong with having a 3-acre park. And as far as our comprehensive plan is concerned, I think it's not a very good comprehensive plan. As far as I'm concerned, even the areas where we built parks or got park dedication, it's not even in the search areas in some of the developments. I think the whole city should be a search area for parkland. I mean, seriously, even the ones that show the big circles, it's probably gonna be industrial someday. You know, it's just, it doesn't jive with what the city's what's gonna happen in the city. Cause now all of these developers all of a sudden are finding every corner they can find and building homes. That's just the gist of things. Whether it's in our park search area or not, things are gonna change that way. That's my feeling. I'm a land guy rather than a cash guy, and I don't want us to keep going, we need the cash to build the parks, the other parks, we need the cash. Yes, we do to build out some of our parks, but get the land, and someday down the road, I have a feeling we're gonna have a referendum where some big industrial complex is gonna come in and pay us a ton of park dedication money, because we won't take the park land. Just like the water place, you know, gave us a lot of money, and, that's my part. But how many houses are in here? I tried to count them, I think there were 60 homes. I just get this feeling when you're building single-family residence homes, I always think of 2 kids per house, right?
Right.
So you multiply that out, how many kids that are gonna be in that particular neighborhood. And then I'm not gonna go back in the way it was, but Minneapolis, you know Minneapolis, every 2 blocks. That's the way Old Theodore Wirth and the original developers of, kids had about 2 blocks to walk between a park. That was about it. And there you got playgrounds, tennis courts, wading pools, the whole 9 yards, and a recreation center. So you know that, I know that well, because I used to have to be, I was in charge of those. So, I don't think the proximity plays that big a role. I never liked, and developers will typically give you parkland as far out away from, it should damn near be in the middle of the development instead of out on the outskirts of the development. So I won't talk anymore. That's my 2 cents. These are gonna be the townhouses and apartments in here, correct?
Yep, correct.
And how long would that be? We don't know when that will happen,
Yeah, it's hard to say.
but within 5 to 10 years probably.
Well, I assume sooner than that. it'd be phase one and then phase two, I'm guessing a year apart or 2 years apart.
So if we take a chunk here and then take a chunk down here, then you'd be looking at 6 acres or so.
Yeah, and, yes, but that 10% is, open space and recreation, so say it's an apartment built like a complex, and they put in a gym inside, that counts.
Well, we don't have to prove that, though.
No, but that is part of the 10%, so like, that would count towards that.
I don't know if the apartment's gonna put in a gym, that's neither here nor there, so.
I mean,
The other one has it.
Sometimes we'd give them credit for putting in a
Apartments buy
playground
out.
once in a while,
mhm.
but on a,
They have like their own workout
That's the
room,
current road.
It's either that or the road doesn't move. I think those are the only two outcomes that are likely.
recreational area.
but the trend now is not to put playgrounds in every park. And that's, I just talked to a planner that said, no, a lot of places are just green space, preservation space, maybe picnic chair, and trail connections. So that's,
So I think if we're gonna go with that kind of a plan, instead of getting something right in the middle, maybe if we aim for along the western edge, just south of where the last houses are, that way it's, when the adjacent property to the west develops, then we could try and get more land right there altogether and have a even bigger park.
That's a pretty big parcel to the east though, right?
To the east,
I think it's 2 10-acre parcels.
to the west or to the east?
Or to the west is, to the east is the road.
It's what? I look like a big square on the bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, on the east side.
Let me,
of
let me
Beard.
pull it up.
On the east side of Beard, it's an old farmstead that goes into a swamp.
Well, I feel like this new development is only gonna be within 2 blocks of the existing Boulder Heights Park, so I don't know that it would be necessary to have another park in that close of proximity to the other park.
but I think.
Doesn't
what-
seem like any of the other parks in the
my point
neighborhoods
was,
have.
is I was trying to make is that, okay, Boulder Point has a playground now. You don't necessarily have to put a playground in it, but it doesn't have a place to go. You can play a game of catch or touch football there.
Yeah,
So
but
you
it
got
also
that
has
there.
the trail around the wetland too, that is park space, so there's more than just the playground there.
If the apartment has to do 10% of the land as some kind of recreational space, I mean, that'll give enough space for people to go out and play catch and kick a soccer ball around and stuff like that.
Well, not necessarily if what Derek said is true.
Well, and that 10% is only on the 50-ish% of that whole parcel area.
Yep.
And then if they do a rec room inside of their apartment building, that counts towards that 10%. So I don't know how they value those.
Boy, I don't know
So
how
it
to
will
challenge
whittle
that.
it down to even less
Yeah, who
land
knows?
space
Yeah.
then.
So I was trying to see the topography on the land to the east there.
Yeah, let me turn it on.
Did that picture show like a planned space for the open space or no?
So we got into that debate one time about rec rooms and things like that, but they're for the people that live in those places and they're not open to the public typically. I mean, kids,
That's correct.
right,
But yeah, assuming that it wouldn't all be inside, whatever is outside is
yeah,
open to the public.
yeah.
What am I looking for here?
Topography.
Topography.
Contours, elevations.
Thank you.
Can I kind of sidetrack us real quick on something that might help me make my decision? So I noticed last month, first of all, sorry I couldn't make it, but in the budget, I saw like the newest development in like that top northwest corner. I forget.
Highlands at Eagleview?
Highlands, yep.
So we took the land, right, but I noticed that there's a budget for the park. I'm curious where that came from.
The city council.
The city council just,
Renee, I wasn't in this role yet, I don't have the details, but from what Renee told me, city council.
just gave us money for a park.
Jake had it in the budget when he quit, and I saw it in there. I talked to Tom about it, and the next thing I heard, it was approved in the budget.
That was brought up last year about asking the city council for more, because we were trying to research ways how we could get money to develop parks. And they brought it to the city council as part of the budget, so us taxpayers are paying for it, but it's one, most cities do that. Most cities will budget for a park capital fund, you know, for building playgrounds and trails and things like that. We don't have one. I mean, it's just, we've been kind of,
Right.
I don't know, hit and miss to try to get money out of dedication or, you know, we got some gambling money, I know.
Right.
But that was, remember we went through the whole discussion about raising money, how we could raise money and, but
We
nobody,
don't really have a lot of options.
nobody could come up with any options, but I think Tom mentioned the idea that maybe we just have to ask the city council to give us some money to pay for these parks. And they can sell municipal bonds too. I don't know if for parks, that's always an option. If you wanna build a big park, you sell municipal bonds and been down that road before too, or then you go,
I don't remember the discussion about that, but there was something about that they were saying, that,
yeah, or you go to referendum someday.
which is very difficult. If that's what.
I know, I've been there, done that. Yeah,
Does that answer?
Well, I mean, it's helpful. I mean, basically what I'm hearing is, I mean, it almost, you know, I kind of agree with what Paul's saying about land in this case. And almost hearing what I just heard is, once we get the land, like, what do we just ask for the money? And it's, I mean, you know what I mean? Why do we have to plan,
Right, this,
you know, to try to save our money to build it ourselves if
that money that
willing to?
maybe council was willing, but the council made that decision, but that money was in our park fund. They didn't allocate any extra money.
Where-
That 182 that's
Yeah.
planned for Highlands, that was part of our park dedication fund. They didn't add any more money to our funds.
Where would the money come, cause it wasn't in the or the budget or what, you know
I
what I
don't
mean?
remember
Like
getting
cause that
a
just
lot of
came,
money out of park dedication.
cause that just came within the last year, like that money wasn't planned for.
We got
you know.
money from Niagara, I know.
But that's in our
think we
like
spent that.
reserve, which isn't that, right?
It is that. So our park dedication funds is like, that's the cash in lieu, and that's what we can use to build new park facilities. So it is the same fund.
So you're saying all that money that we were considering, the Wagner Park Trail, the pickleball courts, all that we got from Niagara went to this new park?
Well, Wagner Park Trail is also funded.
But all that, so we don't have any more money in the bank after,
We do. I think we have 324,000 right now, and that's 182. So we would have whatever the math is on that.
300 in the bank? Where are these numbers?
I'll pull up the,
I thought it was only like 160 or something.
It was 160 in the last records we see, you're
Yeah.
right.
Like,
I'll show
that's
you.
what we were,
That was,
had
that
when
was
we
the
were-
balance in the
in the-
last,
Was
I
that
was gonna say,
without,
please, oh, go ahead.
was that without Highlands money in there, since that's already been dedicated to the park maybe? So you had 160 left?
No,
Or the
because that
300
wasn't
and some?
even, like, the development wasn't even brought to us at that point.
I think I asked that question, where'd we get 160, because we didn't have that.
So, I mean, my understanding is, yeah, have 160 some odd dollars in the bank that we can use on whatever. And what I'm hearing is that's been given to this new park without, I don't know, my consent, I don't know.
That's a good question. But again, I'll go back to my old Hokeness
That's
train. You're never gonna get the land back.
right.
You're always, there's always gonna be a way to find money. You're always gonna be a way to find money.
you know what, I'm wrong. Sorry, Dan. So we have 302,000 in our general fund. And then we have in our park dedication fund, 325,000. That 325,000 that's where that 182,000 will be subtracted from the park dedication fund. So this number here has, this general fund, 302,000, has nothing, is not gonna be used for the Highlands project.
So you're saying that's what we as parks have in the bank in reserve right now?
Mhm.
That's like twice as much as I thought we did.
I don't know, I'll pull up, let me look at what we had in the month prior.
'Cause-
Maybe I'll just look at a
'cause
random
I
one and,
mean, after the water plant, Niagara,
Mm-hmm.
it's like 180 some, right? And then
We got some money from those apartments by those apartment complex.
Okay,
We
yeah,
got a little
maybe
bit
okay,
now
that
from the
makes
new ones
sense.
that are being built there.
Yeah.
We got
okay.
that, and then there was there anything? Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay.
yeah, you're right, though, that, from September last year, we had 97,000 in this fund, and now we have 300. So,
But 182 of that 300 is going, no, that's separate?
182 of this is from September, so it's outdated, but the park dedication fund. So, I'll, let me pull this up.
So you don't think that the city council allocated any of the budget money, funds?
I wasn't told that, and I feel like they would have, probably, somebody would have probably said something to me about that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of, that didn't happen.
Tom talked about that at one point, I remember. Maybe I dreamt it, or I could have been drinking heavy. Oh, can't say that. I don't drink. I forgot about this.
See my screen? Okay. So yeah, this Park 501, the Fund 501 is our capital outlay. That's our reserves.
Yeah.
And then this Fund 230, Park Dedication, is the Park Dedication Fund, and that is what the 182,000 is being taken out of. So if I go over here,
So basically, I guess what I'm hearing now is city council kind of went above us, took the land, and is taking our money to build the park without our say-so?
so I guess we do a levy. So this is how much in 2026 or 2025 they levied, so it taxes 65,000, and that went into our, it looks like, I'm not an expert. I wish Tom was here for this one, but
Finance lady, was it?
so I don't know. I feel like I'm not being helpful.
Well, it won't be the first.
No, they didn't, and I don't know how it works exactly either, but they, they allocate so that we have an idea of what that's gonna cost, but it didn't actually take it out of the fund yet. So they figure out what what they think it's gonna cost to develop that.
And then put it into the budget, so it's planned, right?
Right,
Okay.
yeah,
So
but it hasn't actually been taken out yet. When we get to that point, we're figuring it out, then we're gonna find out what it is, cause things change, trends, equipment, if we're gonna put, but they're estimating it on whatever our value is right now, if we were gonna do something like that. And that's where we get our, stuff from our, Bolton and Mink, right? They know, they're doing this with all different places, so they kinda have an idea what that's gonna cost us. And so they allocate it in the budget that we're gonna have to do that,
Okay.
but it's not
And that's
actually.
coming off of the 300 reserve that we have.
That's coming out of the 325 Park Dedication Fund.
Right,
Not, yeah, not the general.
But,
it's like an estimate.
but then it goes back to the question, so that does the city council put $65,000 into the park capital fund every year for us?
It's different. We have,
Well, most of them were 65 and 70, and
Right.
it was pretty,
It increases $5,000 for like the next 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then at that point, it'll level off unless they do it again and
Right.
add to it. I think that was from what I remember when Jake was here.
yep, exactly.
Started at like
That was when we first started,
55,000
we
or.
made that change to increase it.
Yeah, it looks like 65,000 last year, 70,000 this year, and then 75,000 for the next 25 years. is what's planned.
Unless we change it.
Right.
Or asked to change it again.
What's gonna happen though, is with the prices for
Right.
everything, playground equipment and all that stuff, you could spend $65,000 on a set of playground equipment.
Well, yeah.
Easy, so we're
But
always
there's-
gonna be running short.
Right, but there's something in there that we can't increase it only so much. I don't remember, there's something about it that we couldn't increase it too much at this point.
Well, it's because of they don't wanna
Raise
put the
tax.
burden on the taxpayers and raise taxes, and that's what the city council, the mayor can rant on that platform, is not raising tax. But cities all the time will, like I said, do different funding methods, or it's municipal bonds, or Northville just building $1 million skating rink, and they didn't even go to the public or do anything, they just said, yeah, we're gonna fund it, taxpayers are gonna pay for it. So, yeah, well, yeah, I ramble.
No, that's okay. So is that,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's not actually, but they estimate based on today's, and they do I don't remember, Rick had kinda explained it to us at one time back in the day, how, they figure in, if we're gonna build it in, we're looking at 2030, we're gonna build it, they know like a percentage.
They add a 10 or a 15% increase per whatever years, and
Exactly.
yeah, they add to it.
They know what's trending. I mean, they're doing this for everybody and they're in that,
Yeah, so
we
they're
rely on them to,
basically you're budgeting and putting in the capital outlay, but using our parks dedication money to fund it.
right. And that's also the rest of it then is they're looking at all the repairs. That's why we have all the repairs and we're gonna have to replace this equipment. So,
And certain funds can only be used on certain things.
right.
And that's
So-
that's my understanding of why we're using park dedication is because only the park dedication fund can be used to fund a brand new park.
But a lot of the repairs and stuff is budgeted under.
So
the
like
public
we're
works.
doing the historic Elko Park, that's getting budgeted out of the gambling
Gambling
fund
Gambling.
bank
Right.
account.
Because it's a replacement, so
'Cause
we
it's a
don't have to use the
replacement.
park dedication fund.
Yep.
And like Pete's Hill sign, for example, like that is coming out of the reserve, the capital outlay reserves.
That was in the budget 3 years ago.
Oh, it's actually happening this time, so I don't know what to say.
I just had to throw that in there. But the other thing is that I haven't lived here that long, 4+ years. This community is changing a lot faster than that first year, the first 2 years I was here. All of a sudden, we're getting these 150 homes here, 150 homes here, 150 homes. It's gonna affect public works like crazy, just the length of streets and sidewalks and all that stuff. It's just, and parks. And I don't think we can keep up with just our $75,000-$75,000 a year. I don't think we will. We'll be
But
able to-
once that's why we're pushing we wanna get some industry, right? And because they're gonna pump money into it.
And I don't know what's coming.
Data center.
That was it.
Right up next to your house.
That's fine.
So, on the screen here, I'm showing an example, like Kelly Glen Park. So, we purchased this play system in 2003. We're gonna replace it in 2028, and we're gonna use the capital outlay fund for replacement. Well, while if Kelly Glen was a brand-new development, brand-new park, we would have to use the park dedication fund. And I can confirm that 65,000 does go into the capital outlay, because it says so right here. Increase capital outlay 5K per year, up to 75,000 in 2027.
So most of that's gonna get burnt up in, just
Replacing
replacing
parks.
stuff we already got.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So hopefully that was helpful.
And then when you build your big Highlands, or Meadows at
Eagle View Meadows, yep.
that big park, that's gonna be all out of your park dedication money,
Which,
so.
which probably is not enough to,
Is already cutting more than half of what we have. with
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
current park.
After Highlands, it'll be at roughly 142,000.
it's funny because nobody could come up with any good ideas on how to fund our park system.
What did you say the dollar amount for this cash in lieu?
100,000.
So you good? Should we go
And-
back to this?
It's already gone to the planning commission for approval?
It did.
Doesn't it come to us first?
It needs to go to both. It didn't go there for approval for preliminary plat. It has to come to you before that, but for concept plans, I was surprised at that too.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's nothing written in our code saying that it has to come here first for a concept plan. But it doesn't, if you recommend parkland, then they'll have to create something new. And go back to the planning commission.
Well, then the
Which is fine.
last time we recommended Parkland and they said no,
Yeah.
you know? And then the city council stepped in to say yes, you know?
No, I think we took the cash and then they overturned and said,
No,
No, it was for Highlands. We recommended cash, you guys chose land, planning commission chose cash, city council backed you guys and went with land.
Yeah,
So the city council has the final say, you guys just recommend what you want. Planning commission recommends
I
what they
thought
want.
city council went against what we agreed on.
well, the
Planning
planning
commission did.
commission did,
Okay.
and there were only 3 of them present that night. And the one that likes us was not there.
So the planning
Trust me.
commission has a say in
Trust me.
parks?
They have a say in the configuration of the whole development, where you guys specialize in the parks, they can say,
It doesn't make sense or what?
doesn't make sense for a park to be here, we'd rather it just look like what they're presenting here.
Interesting. I don't know, I guess, hearing what Paul said, it made a lot of sense to me, because in that area, like, I mean, there is no really open space for kids to run around and play whatever. And I don't think that 10% from the apartments is really gonna give much, especially if indoor spaces would count.
And there's nothing wrong with having a nice, flat, graded, couple acres
Just for kids to run
with
around.
grass and mow it. And
You also have to remember, you don't get to choose what land you get.
Oh, you can be pretty.
I think they kind of plat their system around
No.
it.
We can.
You can recommend what you want, but.
No, Meadowview, we changed that a lot. We changed that a lot.
You're both right, like, they'll come first and give what they think is best, and then we can say yep or no.
Okay, is
Yeah.
that how it works?
And then they will change it.
They're the diving well down by the pond and stuff.
Yep. Which
They're-
that's,
they're
that's
gonna
next
get-
on our agenda, so I'll show you what it looks like now.
They're gonna give you the worst piece of, well, I won't get into it.
So that's why I wanted to look at what was the land on either side. When they were looking.
Well, the east side is, I'll share my screen again.
Yeah.
The east side has like 30 feet of drop, so it goes from 1160, is it showing? 1160, 1150 here, which is on the parcel we're talking about. And then over on Beard here, it goes to 1130, 1120, I guess 1140 here, but. And then on this side, if it'll load, I have terrible internet in this room for some reason. So this square here is the east, or the westernmost of the one we're talking about. So it looks like it's at about 1150 here, and then waiting to see what this yellow line is.
We're gonna have to grade that whole plot in order to build.
Yeah.
So it will be flat, right?
Yeah, but I think Mike is asking about like the adjacent property,
Right.
which they have to blend into it in a way, but, it's pretty even, it's pretty flat on the west side.
Yeah, give me a scraper and a couple cats, I'll flatten it out.
So, you know, if,
But that's what I wanted to see, is
Yep.
where they were looking at proposing their townhomes.
yep,
Is there a possibility then?
I'd say yeah.
we could say,
So this is about where, you know, maybe imagine a line here, and this is the apartment spot. So if we're going by what Andy said, you know, put it on the west side, so this could potentially add to it in the future. It'd be like right around here. And it's relatively flat on the western parcel.
Yeah, I would say if we're gonna try and get land, I would shoot for that area and just leave it undeveloped and just have it be an open space for kids to play in, whatever. Since the playground isn't really that far away.
And like I gotta shut up after a while here, I talk too much. But the trend really is going a lot towards open space and picnic areas, and playgrounds are always gonna be there, but they're kind of a thing of the past as far as park planners are concerned. I just talked to one today, that's why I know that. Trails and open space.
Would that that 8% be large enough for a potential baseball field or something in the future?
I don't think baseball, 2.4 acres,
Like a little league field, I don't know.
You can get a football field in it. But, yeah,
Soccer.
football field's
Brandon, could you pull up the,
1.25.
their plot map, their,
yeah.
again, and see how it sits in there? Or where they're proposing to have an open space in there.
This one?
So they're proposing running Beard, or just another road off of Beard?
Yeah, so this is, I'll come up to the screen. So there's,
Sorry, I'm trying
no,
to
that's
figure
okay.
it out.
There's, in my opinion, there's two possible options of what happens with Beard. It's currently right here. It'll either stay there, or it'll curve in, and this won't exist. This road here won't exist anymore. So, I don't know what'll happen. We have to wait for the traffic study to come back, but it's either gonna be this, or it's gonna be this.
Why wouldn't they run it straight though?
Something with the sight lines and the curvature of 86.
Yeah,
Cause it comes in on a corner and for the county doesn't.
Oh, yeah, that's where that big curve is, yeah.
And you're coming downhill
Yeah,
into a
it's just-
curve.
There's sight lines and safety issues, that's why.
So, I mean, so on this plan, like, this is a building, right? Is this a plan, another one, or what is?
Yeah, and that one on the bottom left isn't like one building, it'll be a group of buildings, I'm guessing.
apartment, townhouse.
That's a home.
That is a
still.
home, and that's still gonna be a home. That's not included in this.
Above this would be another apartment building.
There are twos.
That's what they're proposing.
Unless the road goes through and then the developer's just losing it.
Well, looks like they're putting it,
Well, if the road gets curved the way it shows here,
They'll
they'll
have
put
more.
apartments there. If it goes straight, it'll just be like on the west side of the road instead. They still get the same amount of,
Oh, so if this road goes through, it'd just be a small one, like.
yeah.
on both sides
Yeah.
there.
And the more I think about it, I think the land would be good to have, because the apartments and townhouses are gonna be on the far south end, and that's, apartments I feel like are more likely to have smaller kids in them. So it'd be good to have something that, you know, short legs are gonna be able to get to without getting tired out.
I'm just wondering where they're, I'm trying to figure out where they would, where if we could hook up.
If you could square it up somehow.
Yeah, but with the land, but it drops off over there, so you're looking at this side. But they could put we could propose to them that they put their open space on this side, and then we're looking at when this develops, you can hook up to it, so. So they're 10%, depending on how they're gonna figure that in, but
Right, and,
if we take the cash and then we propose that they put their open space this way towards this property, they're 10%, if that, let's see. I know it's not a guaranteed 10%, but of land that they have to give us, but they could put it that way towards that property.
Right where it says R2,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then if you took some land from the Boulder Heights, those 4 lots there, you'd have a nice sized park.
Or lots.
You see what I'm saying? The 4 bottom lots,
right above the R2
right
there,
above the R2.
2 on each side of the road.
If you took that as the land, but then you get the road, let's see, yeah. They could figure that out.
And this is a concept plan. Who knows what they'll
It's
come back with after the traffic study's done. It could completely change, but, you know, the big question is, yeah, park land or cash. And I think we'll get another chance to you'll give another chance to get your opinion on where, if you choose land, where that would be.
Do you know where the city limits is? Like, cause it currently ends right here.
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
What about here?
Right there.
That's it, that's city limits right there?
Yeah.
And how far on this side?
Basically the end of that cul-de-sac on the left side of the screen.
Yep, but that house that you're pointing at right to the south there,
Limits right
Yep.
there? So, I mean, yeah, alright.
I can,
Does that go down to 91 then? No?
No,
No.
Here, I'll pull up,
Basically, it's a square that goes up to the golf course and then it spreads out.
I'll pull up a different screen and show you guys.
Is that considered a township then?
Yep.
Yeah.
What is it?
Newmarket Township.
Newmarket Township?
Mhm.
I didn't know we had one.
So here's the three parcels currently still outside the city limits. So this is township, all of this is township.
So outside
Township, everything except for what's developed here
township.
is township.
We've been trying to get a street light down on that corner of 91 and is it 265? Is that the-
275th.
Yeah. You don't wanna deal with the township because they don't, you gotta do it the county. County says, no, deal with the township. They did put a sign up for us, so.
I can pull up a different screen. I'm not sure what you guys wanna see right now, but.
I don't know. I don't see anything good there, but then it could be if we can have them to, on the west side with their open space. So, because it really depends on what the, in my opinion, what the road does. And that's unfortunate at this point. We're supposed to give a decision before we have all the information.
I think it also,
I think at this point, I feel more in lieu of cash in the land because I don't see anything, and then we just have them try to put their space on that side so that when that other area develops, those, we can lock in with that, not on the west side.
I feel like it really depends on what the apartment complex is gonna do with, as far as their 10% goes, if they're gonna have it be all outdoors, if it's gonna be partly indoors.
Right.
I think it's safe to assume that it'll be partially indoors. Every apartment that I see that's built now, new, has a recreation area in it, yoga room, small gym, maybe a pool. you know.
Yeah, and I guess it depends on how big.
We don't
you know.
get credit for that though.
That's considered recreation in the city code there. So that's why I wanna make sure you
I'd
guys are
like to
clear
see
on
that
that.
ordinance, cause I've never seen that happen before, cause apartment complexes and those typically, that's private space for their membership or for their people that live there.
It is for them, but our city code requires that apartment complexes or attached buildings provide for 10%
Yeah,
of recreation or open space for their people.
yeah. But
And if it's outside, then obviously, like, I think someone else could
the
potentially
public
use it.
can't use it though. So you can't count it as public space. I don't know.
I mean, there's no guarantee that we will continue developing to the west either, right?
I think at some point in time we will, but, you know, these 10-acre parcels, it's tough to say. Because kind of, a developer, to realistically build something here, would have to buy them both. So there'd have to be two willing sellers here. They could go 10 acre by 10 acre, but, you know, put a street in there and then you get like a house on each side, and I don't
Those
think,
there's new houses there?
this was just recently purchased in.
Pull that back up, Brandon. It'll, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought I still
I
was.
know some of them are like on the north half, right next to Boulder Heights. Those are a lot of newer houses. Some of the ones on 86 are a little older.
So this one was just purchased in 2004. And then this one was recently purchased not since 2010. So I think if you bought the house in 2024, I think they plan on sticking around there for a while. This one, it's hard to say. They look like pretty nice houses to me.
You're right, I can't imagine anybody wanting to give that up for development.
Right, and you know, I agree, but also is our job to plan for 100 years from now. And assume that eventually this will all be part of the city and developed.
Some developer comes in and offers some big money for it.
Right, like if you just looked at it as it is today, it makes no sense to have apartments in that spot.
Yeah.
But if you look at it in 100 years, it will make sense, I guess is my point.
I don't know, I think I like the idea of just picking the land and see what they come up with.
And if we suggest land right now, can we change our mind later once
Right.
they have more of a
Yeah, if
concept
they come
put
back and
together?
their concept's just not.
I don't know, I've never been asked that. I don't see, I mean,
I don't think so.
yeah. I hear what you're saying though about not having all the information to make the decision. And I think, you know, you guys have the right to continue this conversation to another meeting and wait for that kind of stuff
Well,
to
and
be
we
more
could say we
decided.
want we could say we want the land, and then this
Yep.
planning commission can shoot it
Yeah.
down too. So,
Right,
Like
And it could go-
they did last time, so
but then it would have to go to council.
The council gets the final call anyway.
council gets a final call.
Cause I don't see that land to the east developing into anything.
No, but there's gonna be a major road where we can't connect the land.
Well, that's, I would say that they cut that road in, then it would be down.
Right. If this road was like this instead,
Yep. Then you could cut that piece there and connect it up with the other side, but the other side has pretty steep topography, so I don't see that developing too soon. 'Cause it looks like you got,
Yeah, but that doesn't play into effect what we're talking about now, though, does it? It'll be down the road, don't you think?
yeah,
Yeah.
but if they put their recreational space on that side and the road goes, that's what I'm saying, coming in there, then
Just have that whole chunk open.
that chunk over there would be
Mm-hmm.
for development, connecting it to that, but we don't know what they're gonna do, so.
right, they could easily just not, they could screw the Parks Commission essentially and just put it all, so it doesn't even make sense to connect somewhere else. They could do that. So I wouldn't count on that land being there.
So, I mean, if we take the land and they come back with a plan, we don't have any more say, we reject that plan, or that's all a planning?
No, if they come back, if we recommend plan, or a park land, they would have to create a new concept plan, which,
We'd have to approve that still, or?
oh yeah, you'd have to, because, you know, like for Eagle View Meadows, for example, that kind of happened. And then we said, no, the topography's not right. The pond is way too big, taking up way too much park
Okay,
space.
okay.
And then they adjusted it, and then so for that one specifically, we're gonna do that, talk about that next, but I didn't bring it back because they did everything you wanted
Yeah.
them to.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm liking the idea of just asking for land and see what they bring to us and.
But it's pretty big risk if they decide to develop something indoors to take up that space for recreation, then there wouldn't be any land for us to control.
I don't think we should worry about that one, I really don't.
Well, the 8% that we would get is separate from the 10%
Yeah,
they
that's
have to
separate.
do for the.
We're still gonna get our
departments.
percentage of land.
Yeah, so that
We're
That
still-
8%, that 2.4 acres is separate from that 10%?
Yeah, we'd still got our 8% on the deal,
So if you wanted to be conservative, you would assume that all that 10% would be unusable to the public.
Yeah.
That would be the conservative approach.
Cause yeah, it doesn't look like they're planning for open space, and I don't know, that would probably mess their whole plans up if we ask for it, and have
That's-
to
that's-
redesign that whole thing, especially with the road.
I
That's-
thought they
that's
were
kinda their
planning
problem.
for some open space to the south, though. Isn't that what you said initially? That they were planning for some open space?
We require
To the
10%
south.
open space or recreation on that southern half of the property, but it could be indoors, it could be unavailable to the public, so I wouldn't want you guys to
Oh,
think that,
I see.
I wouldn't want you to assume that that's gonna be available to be used as park.
I've been down that road before.
It might be available, but it might not, and I wouldn't want you to assume that.
Their open space park in West St. Paul we were working on was right in the middle of the apartment complex. Nobody went in there, and it even said private property, nobody could go in there and use it.
Like a
Nobody-
courtyard,
Right.
Huh?
like a courtyard?
Nobody used, I mean,
Exactly.
from the outside went and used it, I mean, but they got some credit for it, I guess, but that was bad. Developers, I wish this was off there.
But
Don't
you're,
think it is.
you're right though, Don. Imagine they, for example, they build, buildings here and make it a square, and then in the middle of those buildings is a courtyard. That would count towards their open space, and obviously nobody from a house to the north would come down and use that probably. Maybe. but I
Right.
don't know.
or
Yep,
wait for more info? I
Nope.
don't know.
We'll just,
I'll make a motion that we accept that land as dedication. The dedication be land.
plan.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Nay?
Nay.
3-2.
3-2.
It was, Dan, Paul?
Yep.
Yeah, Paul
And Andy?
and Adam.
Right. Okay.
And, but they, again, we can do what we want, but the planning commission can come and,
Yep.
Right.
We can only control what we can control though. And if you guys want land,
and I don't know how the city council feels about parkland either. I have no, it'd be nice to have a workshop with the city council sometime. I mean, other cities do it, you know, have workshops with city council and park commissions. It's kinda nice sometimes to
I'm sure you can pitch it.
get to know people.
They do workshops before their council meetings. You could probably pitch something.
I bet they would be open to that.
Yeah,
All right.
I was thinking about pizzas down at,
Eagle View.
All right. All right, so I just wanted to give you guys an update about Eagle View Meadows Park. So the city received a preliminary plat application for approximately 80 acres of land guided towards low-density residential called Eagle View Meadows. As shown on the map there, the proposed development is a combination of 4 parcels located in the northwest portion of the city, and it was recently annexed into Elko New Market city limits. Just for reference, right to the west there is the Highlands at Eagle View. So,
wait,
yeah, go ahead.
Go back.
Yep,
Where's Highland?
right here.
Okay. I'm,
I get why it's confusing. They're all named pretty much the same thing.
yeah, no, it's got a road going through it like that. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, the commission discussed the concept plan for Eagle View Meadows last August, and you guys recommended full parkland dedication, which they've proposed 6.92 acres in this plan compared to the 6.54 that's required. Parkland location to be centrally located along the southerly edge of the plat, so that when those properties to the south develop, we can add additional land to it and make a nice big park. Land dedicated must have topography and configuration conducive to developing the park with facilities typically found within a neighborhood park. So, like we touched on a few minutes ago, you know, there was a big pond in the middle of it, and so we asked them to change that, and they did. We also asked them to construct 5-foot sidewalks along all local streets, 10-foot trail on the north side of 255th, which is the east-west collector, and a 5-foot sidewalk on the south side of 255th. And a few more. 5-foot sidewalk on the east side of Nevada, and a 10-foot trail on the west side of Dakota. So the commission recommended that the land as depicted as shown in the concept plan in August be reconfigured. So this is what it looked like in August. And like I said, there's that pond that we didn't like right in the middle of the proposed park space. And then this is what they've got now. So they switched those stormwater ponds to the east there, and they did what we asked. The topography will be, you know, usable, and we'll be able to connect to the southerly properties. So I think we achieved our goal, and it's gonna be a really nice park someday.
Put a trail connection in there?
Mhm.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're excited.
So, like I said, this was just an update. This is all I put together for this, so if you guys have any questions or anything, I'd field them, but, yeah.
Didn't they, actually lay out some of the playground areas and all that stuff in there?
They did on the one prior, where we asked them to move it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it on this, no.
You haven't seen it on this?
No, no.
Okay. So what are those triangles and stuff up, see outlot E, now go up to the right of that. What are those outlines? there?
Pond.
Ponds.
Ponds,
Ponds.
yep.
There's 3 ponds?
I think there's a space in the, it's hard to tell, but I think there's 2, and then in the between them, there's not.
Okay. Just so we don't put the playground next to a pond.
On the layout of the actual park, that'd be up to us, not the developer, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And we have no current funding for this part, other than, 140 some left.
Correct.
Of what?
After we spend that 182,000 on Highlands, our park dedication fund will be the 140 or whatever, and that's what we have available for this, so, which is fine, but I think that,
This
you
is
know,
gonna be a bigger park, isn't it?
yeah, so we'll either have to piecemeal it, build it, you know, one thing at a time, or wait till we have more funding.
It's all right.
Or
Yeah.
leave it open space until.
Exactly.
We got the land,
Yep,
and it's flat,
yes.
and no trees,
There you go,
till afterwards, we plant those. Yeah,
football field. Soccer field.
They have a
pickleball.
estimate on when it'll be finished, the whole?
They're
on it.
working through it fast. Like, this is going to planning commission on the 31st for preliminary plat, and I assume it'll go to the city council in April.
You should drive out
Yeah,
there.
but do you know like how long the development will?
Like, how long it'll take to build out fully?
Yeah.
I'm guessing 3 phases, probably 3 to 5 years from when they start construction.
You think they'll be building houses next year?
Yeah.
I think they'll be out, I think they'll be
I think
done,
they're-
I think they'll be done grading this year, if not pulling permits at the end of the
It
year.
looks like
I don't know
they're,
how fast they can go through it. I bet they have houses this year.
Yeah.
yeah. It's- You should drive out there if you haven't been out there, it's amazing.
And it'll start, their first phase is gonna be, it has to be on the west side, because that's the road connection for them.
And we're stubbing in electric and water into the park.
Yep.
So
Always.
if they're starting on the west, like they could use the Highland Park in the meantime until we find the money.
Yes. And the Highland Park is this year, so, yep.
This year it's getting built?
One of these meetings upcoming here, I'll be bringing in options from the park, from different park vendors for you guys to look at.
Say we'll be starting second phase here shortly,
Yeah, I think,
that development, and the
Yeah.
park is in the second phase, it's in the initial part of the second phase.
yep. And that's definitely gonna be done this year. If not, I think a couple months, they're gonna file for final plat.
They've got 4 houses in that development already?
I see a new house permit every other day from them probably. They are pumping them out.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're going crazy up there.
Yeah, I see.
Parade of Homes, I think, was in there already.
Any more?
Questions
Oh,
about
here-
that?
And I put this overlay on here just so you guys can kind of see what it'll look like compared to what's around it right now. It's not very telling, but I don't know.
That's nice.
And another snippet is Dakota on the east side of the development there is gravel. But I'm guessing this is how it's gonna work, is 2/3 through the way. Like I said, they're starting on the west. We won't let them build that last third until they
Pave that.
pave Dakota, yep.
The developer's gonna have to pay for that road? How-
They have to improve any surface that adjoins their property.
Yeah, and we
Since
didn't,
traffic will be coming out onto that for sure, they have to improve it.
Oh, they'll love
and
that.
they're doing a traffic study, I think, right now. But we don't allow them to connect roads to gravel.
Yeah.
So they'll have to pave it and make it a city road.
I know the lady in the first house there. First lady.
So would they have to pay it all the way to where the pavement ends on Dakota? Even
Yeah.
though it's outside of their development?
Yeah.
I know, right? Cool.
But that, if they get lucky, that property to the south will sell and somebody will develop it before they get to their third phase, which I think is a really real possibility.
Updates?
Not really, nope. Tree removal's still going. Public Works closed the ice rinks on February 17th. Myself, Derek, and Renee met the descendants of Pete Knutson, who Pete's Hill is named after. We had lunch with his granddaughter, I think, and his great-granddaughter at Firehouse last week, and got some cool pictures and stories from them and names, so. Have you worked with have you seen?
I haven't worked with, Renee hasn't sent any of that over yet. so.
Okay,
I got a thumb drive too that one of the, what the hell gave it to me? The guy that lives up on top of the hill by me. You know who I mean? Gene and Peggy live up on that house. He gave
Yep.
me a thumb drive with the whole history. I should give it to you. I don't have any use for it, but
so yeah, we're working through that, and that sign will be put up here in the spring, I'm sure, once we get final designs and.
But I did mention though, it'd be nice, because that's just a dirt thing around. The sign's gonna go behind the bench up there.
I guess
think
I don't
that's where
know.
it's going.
I don't, yeah,
I think it's going behind the bench.
That's
Okay.
what you guys decided on last year or the year before?
Yeah, that was decided, but the circle itself, we should, we're always picking that up, and it's, if we get, it'll be a hell of a job though to get to cement that in, or to fill it in, or put paver bricks up there, I don't know, something, but keep it.
Oh, all the way at the top, you're talking?
Yeah, all the way at the
Okay,
top,
yep.
behind around the bench.
Yep, in
It's a-
that circle around,
yeah,
okay, yep,
yeah.
now I know what you're talking.
Yeah,
Yep,
so.
Yep.
That's pretty,
I remember the picture now that I got from you.
okay.
Yep,
That's all I think I have for updates.
You know,
yeah, that's all we got.
one thing we should talk about, I hate to, I'm such a jabberbox, it's probably because I don't get to talk to anybody during the day. But anyway, we gotta talk about the naming of those parks too. Eagle View at Meadows and why don't we just call them Meadows and, what's the other one?
Highlands.
All one Highland and one Meadows. And leave out the Eagle View at,
That's kind of what we already talked about.
did we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do we go about doing that?
like when do we do that?
How can we just say, as a board, say, that I'd make a motion, we name that one Meadows, I make a motion, we name that one.
I think, no, that's a good question.
Okay,
I think, I don't know the exact answer, but I know that I will make sure to get your guys' opinion
yeah.
and your take on it before it's named. I don't know when or how, but I can guarantee that they won't just name it without you guys hearing about it first.
Yeah. Would you, some of you, sounds good?
I mean, yeah, Eagle View is the name of the school, right?
Yep.
Yep, but they're both Eagle View.
So the
and Meadows and
development
Eagle-
to the north is Highlands at Eagle View,
Yeah, they're both
and then
have
the
Eagle
one right
View.
to the west is Meadows of Eagle View.
Meadow.
Eagle
Or
View.
And I
Eagle
think,
View
I think it's a
Meadows, yeah.
no-brainer that we're gonna go Highlands Park and Meadow, something with Meadows.
Yeah.
But, I hear your question, but yeah,
Why is it called Eagle View? Is that the name of the road or what?
I don't know why they're all
It's the
Eagle.
I think they're just
It's
naming
the
it after the
it's
school,
developer.
yeah.
They're naming it after the school, I guess. The first one, I don't know why this, I don't know.
Everything around the school is just gonna be called Eagle View?
With these developers,
It's the developer, they come up,
the developer names it, and
As long as it's not already a development in Scott County, they're allowed to, not a plat in Scott County, they're allowed to pick it.
all of the streets where I live are named after the developer's daughters.
So you're saying, like, developments can't be repetitive in a whole county?
Correct.
Oh.
But I think they wanna have the word Eagle View in there to let them know that it's close to the school, so that encourages people to.
I assume so too.
there was one on the other side of town here, on the Elko side, that it was like, they came up with the name of like Deer Run or something,
Deer Creek.
Deer Creek, and there was already a development similar to that, so they had to rename it.
Yep.
So they don't allow well, cause on their plat map, they can't have multiple plats that are
Yep.
named the same thing.
But you guys never saw that because it fell through. But
Keep it simple.
All right. Any other questions about the financial report? Anyone? Okay. Any other questions or comments about anything? You have anything?
What was decided, I guess, last month with that whole community garden thing? Where did you guys leave off?
I'm tasked to do research and find potential locations for it.
Me too.
There you go. So that's where it's at. It's waiting for me to do some stuff and bring it back to you guys.
Can you get more information on like the program itself and how, I guess that operates and runs and
From, yeah,
like whatever they're suggesting?
yeah, and I think, yes, yes.
Check on that too.
Yeah, I've talked to her a little bit at New Prague, and I have a gist of it, but like, the ins and outs, particulars, maybe I don't, but, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'll bring it as a full package when I,
cool.
just to give you guys as much information as I can.
There's one at our church in New Prague, and that's what he's talking about, and I took a bunch of pictures and gave it to him, how big it is, it's fenced in, and they had, some issues of water and, security. It's in the parking lot of our church, but it's the Rotary runs it. And it's got fencing all the way around and boxes that are assigned to people to grow vegetables. It's really nice, really nice. They got picnic table, and, but people would go in there and steal vegetables. I couldn't believe it, in the parking lot of my church. And then they put a padlock on the gate now. But there's typically she said about 4 to 5 ladies that go in and pick weeds a lot, but everybody goes in and takes care of their area, their garden area. And then it's really neat, but it's big. It's 75 by 45, I think, so we don't have a place to put it. And I don't think you'd wanna put the ground ones out. I mean, you could, I suppose. No.
I think it would be a
They'd
box.
have to be.
I think you need to do raised.
You'd need a raised bed,
Yeah.
They have
because
to
otherwise
raise
senior
for-
citizens who are,
For seniors and for ADA compliance and
You'd
stuff like
yeah.
that, yeah.
Yep. I think it keeps them cleaner too.
Huh?
I think it helps keep the garden cleaner,
Oh, yes.
cause you're you're defined to a square and everything in between is either mulch or,
yeah, and then you can rent them out more.
Yep.
Yes, it has to be a raised bed if it's
He'll
gonna be
bring,
anything.
he'll show you pictures next time.
I mean, I can pull them up if people wanna see them.
You need to put them on there?
Yeah.
Do it real quick, we got 5 minutes.
and I think that one looks nicer than the other ones in town, in New Prague. Just cause that's
I
more of
haven't
the,
seen the other ones.
there's one behind Wells Fargo Bank, whatever that apartment building is called, I don't remember.
Oh,
Queens Court, or there's one over in that area that it's just kinda raised beds and
I think the
Grass
Catholic
field.
Church got one too, but yeah.
This is what what New Prague looks like. So yeah,
that's open to anybody or just the church people?
No, it's not churches, they're run by the Rotary, so I'm not sure. I think
Okay.
I think they pay rent for a box.
I think it's the same throughout the whole city. There's a nonprofit in New Prague that kind of runs them all.
Runs all of them?
And
Okay,
it's the same rules apply to all of them,
okay.
is my understanding.
Hey, that's not my picture. Oh, there you go. But that, it is, there's some money invested in that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, based on your guys' opinion and what you told me, you're interested in it, so I'm gonna try to bring it back as soon as I can.
Our Rotary, it's not real big in this town, is it?
I have no idea.
I don't
They
know
come
what
to
that
our,
word means.
they come to our events,
They do.
yeah.
I don't know anyone who's even on the
They
road.
came to the Halloween, they were always in the hall, they're in
I
the
really don't,
hall-
I don't even know
hallway.
what that word it means.
Huh?
I don't know what that word means.
I don't know what a Rotary Club is, to begin with, but
Or I don't,
They're usually associated with the Catholic Church, aren't they?
Yeah. usually.
Yeah.
But they just
I don't
do,
know. Is there one in town?
I've seen them at
Okay.
the Easter egg hunt, they have something in the hallway, there's a Rotary
Okay.
group there.
yeah, they,
Are you sure they're not from New Prague?
Huh?
Are you sure they're not from New Prague?
They could be, but they come to our Easter egg, yes.
It's a New Prague school.
Yeah.
yep, might be New Prague. But they do, I don't know, my mother-in-law used to be in one. So when we got engaged, we went to the Rotary Club. They
Donated money and,
they did like a dinner.
oh,
We went and met a bunch of the old ladies and stuff. and-
is it just like an elderly thing?
And stuff,
Yeah,
bunch of old ladies and stuff.
bunch of old ladies. They did give us gifts and stuff. It was like a, bridal shower
I'll have to look
or
into 'em.
something like that. I don't know.
I see their
But-
signs everywhere. I have no
Yeah,
clue
they
what they
go-
do or what they are.
I don't
so I'll
know
have
if
to
she's
look
still
into it for
involved with it,
myself.
but-
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of those, what do they call them? The clubs, the, Burnsville is huge.
Well, they got the
Lion-
Lions Club in town. I think that's a pretty big, decent sized organization that does quite a bit.
Just
you know what they call-
nonprofits?
They call them, yeah, but there's another term for it, but
It
it
was-
doesn't
We don't
matter.
have like the Elks Club or the Moose
The
Club or
Moose.
whatever.
Yeah,
So,
but the Lions, I think it was the Lions Club in Burnsville gave us $100,000 for one of our playgrounds.
mhm.
Yeah, it's $300,000 playground. Wow. I don't think we got that, that's another thing, we don't have that kind of
Right.
funding here that, that would be nice if
Someday,
someday some of these rich people,
we're growing. If we can convince them that Elko Lake is like Prior Lake.
can I put a boat dock out there?
Bring in a yacht. Stick it out there.
So for the Easter egg hunt this year, are we not doing pre-sale wristbands?
No,
Really?
no, just $5 a person.
As they come through the door?
Yep,
$5 at the door?
$5 at the door.
So normally.
I don't think I want to work in the front bench. Oh, wait a minute, maybe I do.
But we don't have to have signature, I don't think. I don't know, we're waiting to hear back from the attorney, I think, is the deal on it. If we have to have them physically put all that information in there.
Photo IDs?
It was like a food allergy thing.
Fingerprints.
Yeah. I think they just have to put the kid's name on there and sign it saying that, and it's also something to do with photos. That
Well,
we
you
can't,
can't take your kids, the kids' photos, they gotta sign off on those. Yeah.
right.
We might need some more help at the front desk.
No, it's gonna go quick. It's just $5 a kid and no family limit. We had like, if you had 3 or more, then it was just a flat or something. I don't remember what we had before.
Well, let
but
me know before I get that.
We're actually not
front
having an
desk.
Easter bunny either. They decided.
What?
I'm no longer the chair of the CCEC anymore.
No,
No, Kate is now, Timmerman. So
you're okay.
she took over and she asked, and I said, if you want it, go ahead. And so we voted, and so she's more organized than anyway. She has her computer, I mean, she's got everything, she runs a restaurant, so
She
I
doesn't
was
have-
totally fine with that.
She doesn't have 3 other jobs?
Exactly. I'm still doing all the purchasing of,
Oh, are you?
yeah, all that stuff, so
Are they gonna do wristbands for Halloween?
we're probably not,
When I
so.
bought a wristband
what-
for Halloween last year, they accidentally sent me 2 of them, so I have an extra wristband.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, no, that, because the amount of, office, staff used to write all those put all their names and everything, and we would just let them go through anyway, right? We didn't really check anything, so.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We don't have to, supposed to, but, yeah.
But yeah,
But
city,
that's-
You know,
city hall is
I was-
pretty understaffed.
I would say that 80% of them that came through had wristbands already, though.
Or they just said they had a wristband and walked past you.
Oh, yeah, he's got a wristband. Or if they were carrying one, I say, go.
I know every year I had one in my car, and my daughter went through anyways. So it was, I don't know who's at the front counter checking them, but
I know last
My
year,
wife.
my son went through and his wristband was under his sleeve and you never
you
would've
don't
known.
even know, yeah.
Yeah. No, I pat him down. For
No,
weapons.
we're just,
Looking for weapons.
they decided that,
Weapons and drugs, all the time.
and they just made it 5 because counting out ones is just too inefficient, and
Yeah.
so it just takes too much time, so.
Yeah.
You just come up, you got your paperwork, you just sign, put the name and sign it, I think, is what it's gonna be, that you could have allergy if there's some kind of that, and then, to do with the, pictures or something, I think, is.
Picture
that-
release form
They
probably.
get
Yeah.
a picture release form.
That any photos get, that they, That's
You
it,
ju- You just do like Minneapolis, go on in, go on in, go on in.
yeah.
Taxpayers.
And the Easter Bunny, I don't fit in the suit anymore, and so,
Well, Alex did it last year, didn't he?
yeah.
Nick's done it the last few years,
Or
but
Nick
I don't
did
think
it?
he wants to do it anymore.
No, he
did?
doesn't wanna do it anymore, and
Wonder
so.
if, Dan West would do it. Right?
Who?
So they decided, they said, you know, how do you feel about it? And I said, it doesn't matter to me. I said, you know, whatever you guys think. And they said, well, let's try it this year with no Easter Bunny.
We'll make it, well, the Easter Bunny, that's different than the $5 at the door, you know, that's, you know.
So we
That's-
bought a new backdrop that has an Easter Bunny on it, like a garage
Uh-huh,
thing for like $35 or something, a 16x7, that you can hang on a garage door. And they can take pictures in front of it if they want. And just take their own pictures.
well, so, but will the guy be taking pictures and then go back to the,
Nope, that's Halloween.
oh, that's only Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay,
We decided that they just, well, everyone, but, the backdrops that we had are bulky and
Yeah.
it's a pain in the butt to haul them things around and stuff, so. So at Christmas, we have the backdrop behind Santa.
Yeah.
So we just bought one like that for Easter, and then we're gonna just wait and see what kind of feedback we get from the public,
they won't care, as long
so.
as they get their free candy.
Will you get a backdrop for Halloween?
Yeah,
Cause that was Easter and Halloween. was-
Yep.
Yep,
and
okay.
then when we get to that point, we're just gonna,
Then we can get rid of the other ones.
yeah,
Okay.
People won't care.
Downsizing.
They won't care too much, they're so,
we're getting rid of a lot of the games too.
so appreciative.
They wanna downsize the games down to just nice, easy. Cause we're changing our storage too, so we are gonna lose some storage space,
Yeah.
so we have to get it all into.
The, last year they were having a hard time getting, the different groups, the high school groups and stuff to volunteer,
Volunteer.
but then I think just at the last moment, they got one of the bands or somebody came in and helped.
Yeah.
They were the bread and butter, really, to go in and run the games,
Yep.
yeah.
The Boys, or the Scouts, you know, they're involved with a lot of other things, so I I don't think they're available for Easter, if I remember right, so we reached out to Niagara, see if we can get some more volunteers. Don't need a lot of volunteers at that one, you know, the Easter egg, cause just holding them back and then handing out the bags when they come in, and then somebody just kind of patrolling the prize tables for the golden eggs. So we're estimating 325. We upped it this year a little bit. So we usually do 300, but last year we ran short because, again, we had 270, I think, registered and paid at the door, but we handed out over 300 bags. So, again, to your, who knows, right? So that's why they said, let's just make it easy. Everybody comes in one line, $5 at the door, and
You
Cash.
pay, you get your bag, and
we should be done, and we moved it to 9:30 instead of 10 o'clock.
What's that?
We moved it to 9:30 instead of 10.
Oh,
So it's gonna be a little earlier. Apparently, there's other events going on that day, so they said, because people were conflicting before, so we went a little bit earlier. And they should be, I mean, we should be done by 10:30.
Which day is the egg hunt?
28th, yeah.
Okay.
You'll get a newsletter in the next day or two.
I got the newsletter yesterday, the day before, yeah.
yeah, I
We're
got it.
streamlining it.
I got it. Couple typos, but they look pretty good.
We're gonna put Paul at the door and just keep moving.
Peggy, yeah, come on, come on, come on. Give me that $5. Peg, tackle that kid.
Like cash set up, tap and pay, just have them tap their phone as they walk by.
I guess we can't do that because it's something with the city. We can't use a pay service.
I believe it.
Yeah, there's some legality, we can't do that.
A pay service.
Yeah, like PayPal or,
Oh, no.
we can't do any of that.
Hold up the line, no.
So we're just,
Okay, let me scan your Venmo code.
Cash money. I don't even know what that is, but cash money.
I don't know, people are gonna have to go, the cash machine. That's what I suggest, put a cash machine with a $5 service fee on it.
There you go.
I must be getting old, man. Who doesn't have $100 in their billfold? Oh, I shouldn't have said that amongst this crowd.
I used to always keep a 20 in there, but
Yeah,
times are tough.
yeah.
Any other?
Like Domino's driver carries no cash.
Well, my daughter does DoorDash and she doesn't even, you don't even make contact with the people. You go up and you take a picture and you send it to them that you dropped it on their steps and you're gone.
Is there a commercial like that with the Girl Scout cookies, isn't it?
Yeah.
The kids are, yeah.
So,
Still have a
you guys,
hard time
anybody
figuring
else
out
have anything?
What?
Anybody else have anything? So before we close, I just found out before the meeting, so me and Don were up for, reelection. And, the committee that, did our interviews and stuff, there was a new girl, Angela, apparently. She has 16 years' experience and, they
Doing
just.
what?
In parks, working in the Parks Department at Prior Lake.
Really?
So, do you know Angela?
Probably.
So she came in and applied, and in that, they decided to have her and Don as now gonna be off the Park Commission. So I wanted to express to her, many thanks.
Don got bumped?
Don got bumped, yes.
I'm sorry.
So I just found that out tonight too.
I had a long talk with, the city administrator about that one day, because when I was up, they just slam dunked us. We didn't have to interview. I said,
Yeah.
well, who pushed to make the change to interview all of a sudden?
I think it
I
was
think it's just up to the council, isn't
new
it?
council members who wanted.
Wants the interview.
Yeah, they didn't have time to get it all set up for us when we were up for renewal.
Is it you and I?
Yeah.
that went?
So yeah, they said that for the next time around, they were gonna do interviews again.
Oh, no.
Yep. So you guys are on the
It's a couple
chopping block.
years.
In trouble?
Like, he's up before we are. So we got time for the council to change and come.
They had 5 applicants.
I heard the guy that
Didn't I
wanted the
fill it
garden
in?
applied.
I think I
Yeah,
finished
somebody
somebody
told me
else.
that.
Did you
But-
fill it?
One of my neighbors was talking about applying too.
And then I started a whole nother 3 years.
Well, everyone should have a turn,
'Cause
I
I got
guess,
reelected
for a short
These
time.
are long enough.
No,
next year.
but I wanted,
Yeah,
I wanted to
thank you.
thank
Yeah.
you
Thank you.
personally, for me.
You're welcome.
I have, you will be greatly missed. And I wish we could have more people, that we could add more people, or, however it works, so.
Well, thank you. It's been fun and interesting, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to,
Well, and I hope that you will still, keep your, thoughts on, you can always reapply too, so.
You can show up at meetings.
You can come in for
Yeah.
public comment and, yeah, harass Paul.
Exactly.
come in and listen.
I appreciate
So-
your helping us out with some of the.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
nursery items and trees and talking about that stuff. I enjoyed the horticulture part of that.
Yeah,
You had a different perspective on
Cool.
things, so, that we didn't have, right? So you had a piece that
Right.
we were not, aware, how to approach it, right? Or how to talk about it, so thank you very much for,
Yeah,
you're
all the-
welcome.
but you made it.
I did. I know.
How many years in a row is that?
I don't know too many. No, I said, I don't know, I'm completely open to whatever, Cause I was, like we said, when Dawn was before about, if she was interested in being the chair, I was perfectly, it's up to you guys, so that's kind of what happened at the CCEC too, is, I said, is anyone interested? And Kate said, yes. And she said, unless you, and I said, no, absolutely. I said, I've been doing it a long time, so I said, sometimes it's better to have change, you know, and see what, I'm not off the committee. I'm still basically doing the same things I was, I'm just not the chair of it and organizing everything, so, or being in charge of, but Kate, and, you know, she runs a business, so she has her computer there and she's ready, I mean, she's always, and she's done the, you know, when they had the separate committee for the, fire rescue days and everything,
Well,
she,
she's a council member too, so.
yeah,
Is she the owner of Firehouse Grill?
yep.
I like
So,
Kate Meyer
I had
Bratz.
no, you know, basically everybody said, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm just not the chair of it, and I, you know, so that's not any, and that would be here too. I mean, if you guys, you know, any of you guys are interested, it's, as a group, you know, that's always still when the time
Congratulations,
comes.
Paul.
To be what?
Chair.
The chair.
Well, I'll take her co-chair spot for now. I'd be the
But-
chair, that's not a problem, but you
Yeah.
know, you're
yeah.
doing okay.
Regardless, though, it was just not fun. I didn't sleep at all the night after, and, you know, Don, I think that you're a very valued member, and if this
Yeah,
wild card wouldn't have come in, there's nobody else who would have possibly
That
taken your
sucks, though.
place, and
That sucks.
I really, really hope you consider reapplying in the future. I think you're really valuable, and you guys are gonna have to start reading your minutes a little tighter. Just wanna say, I appreciate
I gotta
you.
Well,
remember
thank
that, you
you.
know, but
I'm thinking
doing
about
it.
reapplying.
Good.
I'm the only one that's not working. So, and you.
So this change will start next month?
next month, yep.
Well, I know I haven't worked with you long, but I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for your service and
Well, thank you.
And most of the time, when there's been change, it's because people have decided they wanted to do something, resign and do something different or whatever. So this is the first time in a long time that we've actually had where someone has not been reappointed. in a long
I
time.
think, from what I was told, I mean, this is my first time going through anything like this, and hopefully it's the worst one that ever. So,
Yeah,
But regardless, like, from what Tom told me, no, not even enough people applied before. Like, there would be just enough to fill the
Yeah,
chairs.
yeah.
And now there's
how I
7
got in.
people for 2 chairs. So,
Well, that makes sense as the city's growing.
and it's good though, too, you know, I tell my neighbors that all the time. I go, if you don't come, if you don't say anything, you have no say. So, you know, because people come to me all the time, you know, in my neighborhood and stuff. I'm like the unofficial mayor, and they come to me, what's going on? What's going on over there? And I'm like, well, why don't you come to a meeting and find out for yourself, you know, so. But most people, that's, you know, that's the way it is, so. That's why it's hard to get volunteers. So as I said when we were going, you know, the people that did apply, we're always looking for volunteers, you know. Would love to have you at the Easter egg hunt and be part of that. You know, all the events. We're always, you know, people
Yeah.
just don't volunteer anymore, so,
When does the turnover take place then?
next month.
Oh, it's next month, you probably said that. Oh, wow.
So,
so yeah, thank you, Don.
So
yeah,
this new person just moved here then? Is that?
I don't know any details.
I don't know her at all.
Who-
met her once.
Who,
I just, well, I found out,
did you?
I didn't,
You don't know her name last
as
name?
I was coming here.
As you were coming here, you found?
I'm sure you know her.
I don't think so.
I didn't. So I, yeah,
Will be missed, Don.
Well, that's
but
good
you're
to-
still here. You're not gone.
Right.
You can always return.
This isn't a memorial service. I always say when one door closes, right? I tell my daughters this all the time. One door closes,
Another one
maybe.
opens.
Yeah. And remember, planning commission, there's
Yeah,
all
there you
sorts.
go.
Yeah.
Council.
Moving up.
Exactly.
We should have brought cake tonight.
Yeah, right.
Can't believe there's no order for a donor or something.
Right.
I was hoping to sneak out without a long goodbye.
Not in this commission, no.
Well, and Don's pretty much the one, like he said, right, Brandon said this, always reads the minutes, so. I admit that, I am not. Yeah. I'm calling Brandon on the way here. And that's how I find
All
out.
week long, so yeah, all
I
that-
saw you filling up his email inbox.
All right,
I just do it so I don't surprise them when I get here. I appreciate it.
so, all right, on that note, nobody else has anything else? All right, so, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.